The first testimony I'd like to tell you about is about a rocking chair that sat on my porch of my grandfather's house in Aflax, Kentucky. I remember as a child going to my grandfather's house, and this rocking chair sat on a big wraparound porch. Now, this rocking chair belonged to my great grandfather, who was born in 1865. His name was Ulysses Grant Burke. This was my grandmother's father. My grandfather would sit in this rocking chair, and as he sat in this rocking chair, he would read his Bible. But what so amazed me is that my grandfather, great grandfather, was blind, but he would sit and read his Bible, and I would be so amazed at that. And I remember as kids, we would stand beside the rocking chair as he sat in it, reading his Bible, and we would turn the page, and we'd tell him the page number, and he would begin to quote what was up on that page. You know, as what I've experienced in my life, I really truly believe that my grandfather could see those words. You know, maybe our physical eyes cannot see, but our spiritual eyes can. And this always amazed me. And this rocking chair, after Grandpa Burke passed away, I was at a very young age, but this rocking chair still was a big part of my memory of my childhood. This rocking chair really stood out. Well, in 1977, there was a very large flood in this area, and it washed away this rocking chair. And as the years went by, I always remembered this rocking chair. And I'm thinking probably around 1997, uh, probably 96, uh, I was at Varney, West Virginia, and I stopped by a friend's house, and he was showing me a antique car he had bought and had at the garage, barn rather. And as we was looking at this car, we was walking around it, and in front of this car sat that rocking chair. And I was so amazed that I had I seen that rocking chair again after all these years. And I asked him, I said, "What will you take for this rocking chair?" And he asked me why, and I told him it had been my great grandfather's rocking chair. And he told me to just go ahead and take it because somebody had found it in the flood and just gave it to him. Now, see how God brings things around? He made a way for that rocking chair to find its way back to me. It, I know it's just a rocking chair, but the blessing that I got from that, because I know who brought that rocking chair back to me. It's not a coincidence, because let me tell you the rest of the story. I brought the rocking chair home. It now sits on my front porch. A few years back, my father-in-law was sick. My wife went to Michigan to take care of him, and he decided to come home with her and live with us for a while. And when he came here, I noticed he always sat in that rocking chair, and he began to read his Bible sitting in that rocking chair. And as me and my father-in-law would sit on that porch, and he would read his Bible, and I'd see him applying the things in the Bible to his life. Now that's the most important part. We can read the Bible, we can study the Bible, but if we don't apply it to our life, it doesn't mean anything. So as I was seeing this happen, my granddaughter come to visit, and here she was standing beside that rocking chair talking to her great grandfather, which was her grandmother's father, just the same relationship as my great grandfather Burke was to me. And here he was sitting in that rocking chair reading his Bible the same way and at about the same age that I was when my great-grandfather was reading his Bible. Now, another thing, and people can call this coincidence if they want, but I know how God works. My great-grandfather's name, as I said before, was Ulysses Grant Burke. He was named after a president. Now, my wife's father's name was George Washington May. Now, that rocking chair sits on my porch and probably is one of my prized possessions because God showed me how much He loves me. You know, giving His Son upon Calvary was enough. He didn't have no obligation. He never even had an obligation to do that. I never needed nothing else. But He loves me so much to give me blessings in ways that I never could imagine.